Hi, my name is Kaylee MacArthur. Today I'm doing a TED Talk presentation on leadership. Throughout the history of the world, there has been many great examples of what leadership should look like. Out of the many examples of leadership, there is a woman who is named Jacinda Ardern. So who is Jacinda Ardern? She is an exceptional woman that has overcome much hardships, adversity in her lifetime. And then she has taken every opportunity that has ever been given to her to better herself. And by doing all this, she has been able to accomplish many different things throughout her life. So, to fully understand the extent of great leadership that she has, it is an essential part to look at her beginning. So, she was born in 1980 in Hamilton, New Zealand. This area was known for the many gangs that lived there. It was a very dangerous place to live. In addition to this, it had much poverty. She has even spoken to the extent of poverty that she was a witness to when she was a child, that she saw children without shoes on their feet or anything to eat at lunch. Her family knew of this, but this was all that they could afford, as her father was a low-ranking police officer and her mother was a school catering assistant. So, her father and her mother worked very hard. Once her father was able to move up the ranks of the police department, he was able to move the family out of this area into a better area in New Zealand in which she grew up in. Then at the age of 17, she was able to enter college. She was studying to be a communication major and earn a bachelor's degree. In addition to this, she was able to enter the Labour Party. This Labour Party was a major political group in New Zealand. Her aunt was a part of it, was able to ease her entry into it. So during her time in the Labour Party, she was able to help on a local campaign for somebody who wanted a seat to represent an area in New Zealand. By helping in this local campaign, she was able to gain much knowledge and experience in the political field. Then, once she graduated with her degree in a communication major, she went on to utilize this degree and her experience from the Labour Party to gain a job in Great Britain. In Great Britain, her job was working for the Prime Minister of Great Britain, and she played an essential role in his team. This experience led to further knowledge that she gained and experience. So she was able to land the job of becoming the president of a major organization in Great Britain. So with all this experience that she has gained thus far in her life, she decided that she wanted to enter the race for a local campaign back in New Zealand. This campaign was for a local seat in one of the areas in New Zealand to represent the area. However, she did not win, but New Zealand has a unique system that even if you don't win to represent an area, you are able to enter the House of Representatives if you have enough votes to be voted in. She was able to be voted in. In addition to this, she was also the spokesperson of a lot of different groups in Great Britain and New Zealand. So, with her being the spokeswoman and the representative in New Zealand, she was able to get the public to know a lot about her. In doing so, they started to gain her trust. So she decided at the age of 37 she was going to enter the election for Prime Minister. She was able to enter this race, and she had this successful win of becoming the Prime Minister. So to further analyze her leadership, there's a book named HBR's 10 Best Streets of Leadership by Harvard Review. This book has 10 different chapters, all featuring each chapter by a different author. One of the chapters is what makes a leader. In this chapter, it talks about that every leader should have emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is a thing that composes of 5 different qualities that true leadership should have, and that these 5 different things help leaders gain to maximize their own and their own followers' performance. Ardern has shown many great examples of how she has all of these different things. However, there are too many to mention in just this TED Talk. In addition to that, there's another chapter in the book called The Crucibles of Leaders. This chapter discusses how different events in a leader's life can happen, and then it changes the person. Furthermore, that these leaders are then able to take these events and learn from them. For example, Ardern was able to take the poverty that she was a witness to growing up, and she was able to take this to her future, and she used this to decide that she wanted to become and enter the field of politics. And that is one of her main goals right now. She is a spokesperson on the poverty for New Zealand, and she wants to try to minimize it. Then there is another crucible chapter. Another example from this chapter that is that she was able to take the sexism that she has received because she is a woman, and she decided that she wanted a child. She then had to answer a lot of questions regarding this that she was able to answer with much grace. And she was then able to come back to it and stay the same leader that she was before. And then there is one last chapter that is relevant to this leader, which is that true leaders develop action plans. And this is evident recently. In 2019, there was a mass shooting that killed about 50 people and injured 50 more. This was New Zealand's largest mass shooting. She was then able to address the nation and all the people that were injured. And she announced that within 10 days, she was going to announce the plan that was going to prevent another mass shooting again. So in 10 days, she announced that she was going to have a ban on all assault rifles to prevent another shooting from happening again. And then there are numerous different aspects and skills that true leaderships need to surround themselves in to become a great leader. In the end, Jacinda Ardern is an exceptional leader that demonstrates all the different characteristics that leaders need, and it is evident in various ways throughout her life. Consequently, the success of Ardern's leadership is one that is an inspiration to all women and men that learn about her, how she overcome much adversity to become the true leader that she is today.